Hello, I'm Kimberly, and welcome to Roaring Fork Wellness Weekly. This episode is brought to you by Glenwood Moms for Moms, a social network for local moms providing a gift for the motherhood journey through connection, information, support, and inspiration. Join for free today and spread the word to all your mom friends, from pregnancy to grandmotherhood. www.glenwoodmomsformoms.com. We really appreciate their support so that we can bring you this free information about wellness in the Roaring Fork Valley and all the practitioners that are here to serve you. Today, we're going to talk about that time in your life when you really just want the world to stop so you can catch your breath. We'll talk with Women's Empowerment Workshop facilitator Susie Kincade about how to maybe make that happen. And as always, we'll talk about some upcoming events in the area. And next, we'll hear from Randy Henry and his Fit Tip of the Week.
This is Randy with this week's Fit Tip number 15. Which is better? I've been exercising. I can eat whatever I want. Or, I've been exercising. I need to eat the best nutrients and fuel I can.
Thanks, Randy. I pick option number 2. Now, let's turn our attention to this week's featured guest.
You know, often we feel this stress. Often we all talk about stress these days, and we're feeling it more and more. It sometimes manifests itself as this little anxiety where you've got the rapid heartbeat and you maybe panicked, but you don't know why. Or you might find yourself just wondering, is there more to life than this? We're talking today with Susie Kincade of Women's Empowerment Workshop, who's got some insight for us onto how that all feels and how you can recognize if maybe you need some recharging. And then we're going to talk with Susie about her upcoming workshop, Awaken in Nature, that should address some of those concerns. So, Susie, first of all, welcome.
Thank you so much, Kimberly.
It's wonderful. Yeah, it's wonderful to be talking with you this morning. And we've chatted a little bit over the last couple of days, and I'm just really excited about our topic today. And I might have to book myself on a retreat.
We'd love to have you.
We'll talk about that coming up, too. Yeah. So, Susie, are you seeing the same thing I am, where it just seems like we're all moving so quickly and people come to you just kind of unplugged?
Unraveled maybe is more the word. Yes, we are. You know, I see it every day, women moving so fast. I mean, especially women, because we are the jugglers of so much in our lives. Moving so fast, so quickly, so many demands on us in this, sort of triple bind of having to be successful in our work and successful with our family and provide and do everything. And we just get on this treadmill that's going faster and faster and faster, and it seems like we can't get off. And because at the same time that we're having to accomplish these wonderful things with our career and our family, we have to look great, feel great, be sexy, and all of it.
Right? Why do we feel so responsible?
Well, some of that's cultural, and a lot of it is not listening to ourselves. Because we know when we are overtaxed and overstressed and overanxious, and often we don't listen. And so you've mentioned a few of the warning signs, the red flags. Hey, is there more to life than this? Oh, I get anxiety attacks. I'm having rapid heartbeat. I'm never getting enough done. I never feel like I'm good enough, fast enough, thorough enough. And so those are all warning signs to stop, take inventory, reassess, and take some time for yourself, because we all need that. And one of the greatest source rechargers, if you will, is the natural world. And that's where my workshops, that's the foundation of what I do, is personal journey and personal life enhancement and coaching through using nature as both the metaphor and the medium.
You've got one coming up here in September. It's called Awaken in Nature. So why do you think nature is so important to this refueling, recharging step that we all need and don't often give ourselves?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, it's ancient wisdom that it does this. There's a word in Lakota Sioux that's mitakuyasin, and it means all my relations. I'm related to all. I'm part of the web of life. That is basic inner wisdom that we all hold that we've lost touch of. We're not feeling connected to the web of life. Very disconnected sometimes. About 80% of people live in urban settings, and they don't feel connected anymore to nature, to the natural world, to the systems, the seasons, the cycles of nature. And this is a huge disconnect to our very soul. There's Bill Plotkin has said that our disconnect from our nature is a disconnect from our very soul. That's right out of Bill Plotkin's work at the Animas Institute down in southern Colorado. But even more than that, it's a disconnect to a free source of energy. It's funny, the scientific studies are coming in and they're seeing that indeed the electromagnetics of the earth do recharge us on a cellular level, that they enhance our cellular health. And so there's a big movement towards earthing, which is, going out and being on the earth. Yeah, I say yes to that. In Japan, they're doing forest bathing now. Well, you go out and you see the woods and you take it all in. And then we know that the negative ions that are created by moving water are especially rejuvenating and replenishing to us on a cellular level. So going and sitting by the creek or by a waterfall, is especially good for us on a physical level. It's also a deep spiritual connection. We came from the earth. We're going to go to the earth, and that is part of our DNA. I was talking to a scientist earlier last month, and we were discussing a shared DNA, and it's striking what we share in our DNA makeup with every living being on the planet. Like even from bacteria being 7% to a chimpanzee being 99%, and a zebrafish 85, a startling 85%. Startling to me, really. So
85% with a zebrafish.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So the idea is that when you take that scientific evidence and you go out in the natural world, look about you.
Right.
See the amazing possibilities. All of that is within us as well. We have untapped, unrealized potential and possibilities, and we can see that when we go. And for us, fortunately, I live, in the central mountains of Colorado. We can go out and see that in nature, and go, yes, I have that within me, and that alone is a rejuvenating. Charges up our batteries,
right,
to open to that. So, what is my possibility? And that's what Awaken in Nature is all about. The retreat we're doing in September in Vail is awakening to your brilliance, awakening to your potential. And we do that in the context of nature, because it's such a facilitator for that.
It is. And I live also in the Rocky Mountains, and I live outside of town, so I'm surrounded by nature, but I often find myself at my desk all day long, and then in the kitchen cooking dinner, and then just moving around in the house, and then I have to go, oh, I'm not feeling quite right, I need to go outside. And I'm so fortunate to have that, but so many folks don't get that. So I'm really excited that you're offering that connection. Now, besides being in nature, which in and of itself is very healing, what other things can someone expect to do at this retreat?
Right. We don't just go out and do forest bathing, although we do encourage some.
That would be great. I'd be okay with that.
What we're trying to do, and you and I are very fortunate because we have this access at our fingertips, but like you said, many people don't. Although we all have the sky and we all have a tree somewhere, or earth. There are no excuses. We can connect. But what this is, Awaken in Nature, is this amazing, intensive jumpstart to not only use nature to heal and rejuvenate, but to also launch yourself on your personal path. So we have 4 amazing life coaches, some of the best in the world in Gestalt equine therapy, Melissa Pierce, and she works with horses. And us, it's all groundwork. You don't need to know how to ride. You don't have to have any experience. Horses will show you many, many things about yourself, and she is the leading expert and internationally known. We also have Victoria Fitzmilgram from True Life Coaching and Retreats, 20 years of coaching and retreats, and she uses a Joseph Campbell model of the heroine's journey. What is your journey? And helps guide us to that, our own personal journey. And she'll be leading the hiking and some other areas of the retreat. Then Josie Fenton from Lodestone. She is a wilderness therapist and life coach. She also happens to be an astrophysicist, so she weaves the whole science and mind, body, and spirit piece together really, really well. And then myself, a transformational wilderness guide, and the founder of this whole template for an intensive 5-day, fun, adventurous retreat that takes you out into nature to go deeply within yourself and to pull those two together. And the women just, the transformations that happen when we go into this intentional 5 days together are phenomenal. They really change people's lives.
We've got so much to talk about, and I don't want to. I want to move on, but I want to find out a little bit more about the activity. Is this high impact activity? Do I need to be physically fit?
Not at all. This is all abilities and all ages. We've had from 18 to 80 at this retreat, and we meet everyone where they are. And this is not about going out and conquering nature. It's about learning from nature. And we do rock climbing, and it doesn't matter whether you go 5 feet or 50 feet off the ground.
Nice.
That's about trust and learning to overcome obstacles and trusting yourself and your intuition. Some women will choose to do that blindfolded. Amazing what can happen on the rock. Josie Fenton will lead that one along with me. And then we go out on the river to learn how to navigate your river of life. What is your river of life? How do you flow in the river? How do you know when to eddy out, or how to negotiate the turbulent waters in your life, how to keep your balance and use your breath and scout what these turbulent waters are that are coming in front of you. It translates directly into one's life. Again, with Melissa Pierce and the horses, that I explained a little bit about that. And then hiking, it's about the journey. It's about putting one step in front of the other. What's blocking you? What's stopping you? What resources do you have that you can bring to your journey that you maybe didn't realize you had? And then each of the coaches will also do a women's inner wisdom piece, offer a women's inner wisdom piece about something that is very important to them, whether it's the art of presence from Melissa Pierce, or I do an emotional discernment, the power of choice, and how we deal with emotions in our lives. So there are a lot of offerings, 8 different offerings, and you get to choose 4 of them, 3 or 4, depending on the scheduling and what you choose. And then we have great meals. And the nice thing about this retreat is we're not out sleeping in tents. We come back to the Vail Athletic Club Mountain Resort and live in luxury and have a nice, safe, sweet home to come home to. And the Racket Club is a great setting because it has a creek running through it and big trees, and it's really homey and comfy and enjoyable.
That luxury can be empowering all in itself, right?
Well, right. We're talking about women who need to relax and rejuvenate and de-stress. And so it's like getting a big hug at the end of the day to come back to the Racket Club and take a hot tub or go for a swim or, just sit by the creek and integrate all that we're learning, because the aha moments just keep firing at you. It's really fun.
We can all agree, I think, that it sounds like a really wonderful way to spend. It's 4 days, right? Four days is the retreat? 5 days.
5 days and 4 nights.
Wonderful way to spend it. 4 nights by the fireplace or the creek or in the hot tub. But when you get down to it, what kinds of transformations have you witnessed in folks who've gone through this with you, women who've gone through this with you?
Thanks for asking that. Everything from the subtle awakening that I have the power of choice in my life about everything. And that's awakening to the sense that, I have the power over my life. I do. To women who have, made huge transformations in terms of, went back and eventually quit their job, moved to a different country, started a new business, went traveling to do more journeying. so the transformations kind of begin happening on a cellular level, because this is embodied experience. This is embodied wisdom. We're not sitting and getting this in at a seminar in our brain. We're out experiencing it in the natural world, and that you hold with you in your body. So sometimes it takes a while to percolate. It's like planting seeds over and over and over again. And also, with the post-event coaching that we offer, some of it comes with the retreat, 3 sessions, but then the post-event coaching can continue the journey, and that brings these things up. Remember what you felt like by the side of the river looking at that rapid, and what did you do with your fear, and how does that relate to this fearful experience that you are looking ahead to right now in your job or your career or with your child, or so reintegrating continually is so important. We want this to not just be more than just a fantastic 5 days in Vail, which it will be, but we want it to really carry through to women's lives. So and then we've seen that over and over and over again. I talked to past participants 2 years ago who have a completely different life than they did 2 years ago.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and I also talked to some who just, they said, I had to go through the death of my mom, and it was like being in the rapids, and I knew I needed to eddy out of life. They're using terms that they learned on the river, and I love that. And I'd go and I'd check in with them again. They'd say, "I'm still in the eddy, Susie. I'm not ready to pick up my paddle and get back into the current." And I go, blessings on you. You know where you are and what you need.
Right.
And that she learned on the river with us. So it's super powerful.
I know that it can't really be boiled down to this, but flashes of the novel Eat, Pray, Love came to me as you were talking about that transformation journey just through these simple, different things in life.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
It is. Now, the thing is we've lived here. I've lived here my entire life, and I've gotten this over a period of my adult life, 30-some years. And what we're trying to do is really condense it, encapsulate it, and deliver it in a wonderful package for women to jumpstart their own personal journey, or their own transformation, or their own rest and rejuvenation, whatever they seek intentionally when they come to this retreat.
What ages of women do you work with?
This is 18 to 80, or beyond.
Okay. Okay. And I think you said that earlier, and I let it go, but 18 to 80.
All abilities, all ages. We do have other retreats that we offer. We offer a mother-daughter retreat. We offer a girls retreat, which is very similar to this, but a little bit, more to their level and their abilities. And we do that in the summertime of the Chrysalis Circle. Heart to Heart is our mother-daughter retreat. And then we seek to offer each year one international retreat, destination retreat. This year we went to Costa Rica. And wait for breaking news on where we're going to go next year. But I'm looking in Indonesia and possibly back to Central America. So
wonderful. We are just about out of time, Susie, but I want to make sure that we get your website out there so folks can go and learn more about what we've discussed this morning. And that is womenempower.us, correct?
Correct. That's womenempower.us. So it reads Women Empower Us.
I didn't get that. That's fantastic. Women empower us. Perfect.
Yeah, and they empower the world. A whole woman creates a whole family, a whole community, and a whole world. And we are 51% of the world's population. It's our turn. It's our time. It's our birthright to step up into our sweet potential, our power, our voice. And, it doesn't matter where we take that. We don't all have to be political activists or social activists, but we all need to be whole human beings and bring that to our communities. It's really important right now.
Susie, thank you so much for sharing with us today. We really have learned a lot about taking care of ourselves and some options to do so.
Yes, and I hope that women will jump on the website and take a look at Awaken in Nature. It's a fabulous opportunity, and it's right here in Vail, Colorado, in the heart of the Rockies, and it's an opportunity that is very, very unique in the world. I haven't found anything quite like it.
Indeed. Thanks so much once again, Susie. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hi, this is Randy again. I'd like to personally invite you to join our Roaring Fork Wellness community. This free resource brings wellness practitioners, service providers, and information to you wherever you are. Come join the conversation in our discussion forum and share your ideas and your questions with fellow locals. Read articles from fitness and nutrition to acupuncture to sustainable living to yoga written by locals, and find out about healthy local events for individuals and families. Roaring Fork Wellness is the Valley's wellness community. rfwellness.com. That's www.rfwellness.com. R as in Roaring, F as in Fork, wellness.com.
You can find information at rfwellness.com about this upcoming event. We talked last week with Shamelessly Breastfeeding's Elizabeth Jeffries about Garfield County's Big Latch On, which is part of the overall global event. That's happening Saturday, August 3rd at Sayre Park in Glenwood Springs. You can find the details at biglatchon.org, or you can find the details in last week's podcast episode, Roaring Fork Wellness Weekly with Shamelessly Breastfeeding. So I hope to see you at that event. That'll be a fun way to support lactating moms. If you've got an event coming up, please let us know. We'd love to share it. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time on Roaring Fork Wellness Weekly.